Hi, I'm Scott Lucas. This is EA's Worldview on Syria. Today, the regime's latest PR campaign. Or, can you boost morale while bombing civilians? There was an interesting juxtaposition in videos this week from the city of Homs in Syria. On the one hand, regime officials, including the Minister of Defense, were filmed on walkabout, greeting troops, touring the liberated area of al-Haladiyah, even though that liberated area appeared to be just a bit devastated. At the same time as these officials were celebrating, next door in the adjacent section of Al-War, the footage was of bombarded sections, as the Syrian military continued to try to shell and bomb insurgents out of their positions. Putting those videos together, celebrating supposed victory for the regime in Homs, while noting the continuing fight, two questions. One, what's going on here with the PR offensive? What's quite interesting is that the level of publicity, the effort to say we're winning, has increased in recent weeks from the Assad regime. In part, that appears to be because of advice that they're receiving from Iranian advisors. Some of the videos are very similar, for example, to videos of Iranian officials touring their areas, celebrating the Islamic Republic's achievements. In part, however, it appears to be a shrill, at times almost plaintive cry, that after 2 years, the regime is finally winning, providing stability and progress while defeating the terrorist. But that raises a second question. Can you win just by praising your military? It wasn't only the walkabout in Homs this week that caught the eye. To celebrate Army Day, President Assad had himself photographed with troops in the eastern Damascus suburb of Daraya. It all looked very happy, all very victorious after months of fighting insurgents. But the fact is that in adjacent suburbs, the battles were going on. Indeed, at times, the regime was having to defend against insurgent attacks. And it wasn't just in the eastern Damascus suburbs. In the last 48 hours, the insurgents have attacked in western Syria and Latakia province, and they have scored a major military victory near Aleppo by taking the regime's Meneg air base. You see, Syrian propaganda, which keeps focusing on the military, tends to leave the civilians behind. And if your military starts losing, then it raises the obvious question, do those civilians really want to support you? Where, for example, is the propaganda which highlights the fact that Syrians are being protected in terms of electricity, bread, water, housing, education? It is literally a double-edged sword on the battlefield, and it is figuratively a double-edged sword in PR. If you uphold your military, praise your successes, when those successes do not come, then you have some serious questions. I'm Scott Lucas, looking at the regime's latest PR offensive for EA Worldview.